Good morning, all of you. I am Shweta Sarangi, and in your third semester, I'll teach you about the environmental studies. So, in the previous class, we have studied about the effects of soil pollution, and today we are going to study about the control of soil pollution, how we should control the soil pollution. As discussed in earlier section, the major sources of soil pollution are the domestic waste, industrial waste and agricultural waste, including those toxic chemicals, example pesticides arising from modern agricultural practices. So the various approaches to control soil pollution are as follows. Implementing strict and proactive population control programs, launching extensive afforestation and community forestation programs or forestry programs, implementing deterrent measures against deforestation or simply discouraging the deforestation, formulation of stringent pollution control and effective implementation with powerful administrative machinery, banning the use of highly toxic and resistant synthetic pesticides, encouraging the use of biopesticides, conservation of soil to prevent loss of topsoil from soil erosion. Next is effective treatment of domestic sewage by suitable biological and chemical methods and adopting modern methods of sludge disposal. Municipally, municipal waste have to be properly collected by segregation treated and disposed scientifically in landfills. Recycling and reuse of materials should be done wherever possible, such as recycling of glass, plastics, paper, and production of biogas. Industrial waste have to be properly treated at source by segregation of waste and or adopting integrated waste treatment methods. Proper care should be taken in treating heavy metals waste and other waste materials. Security landfills have to be constructed for permanent disposal of hazardous and industrial waste. So, avoiding excessive use of chemical fertilizers and insecticides and providing more organic measures to the field and thereby maintaining healthy biota. This is turn regenerates soil fertility. Soil rich in organic matter also helps in controlling soil erosion. So these are the steps or these are the methods to control soil pollution. Next is marine pollution. Seas. Seas are the unlimited source of water for men. Secondly, they are the main source of food and earning for persons living in coastal areas. When the marine water is polluted, it affects the animals and other food chain components. Research shows that many marine animals secrete the medicinal chemicals which are useful to mankind and other living organisms. When water will be polluted, it will affect the animals present in the seas. So, generally, drainage from rivers, industries, human activities from coastline areas, disposal of radioactive waste and toxic materials, leakages from seeps are the main source of marine pollution. So, when seeps and other animals take such polluted water, they get affected. When men take them, dies. So leaked oil, other pollutants from sea sprayed over in sea get absorbed on sediments. It affects the marine life. This is due to dumping of waste material from outside, which is harmful too. In ocean, affect their ecosystem. This is known as our marine pollution. Okay. Next is sources of marine pollution. So the main sources of marine pollution are rivers, catchment area, ships, testing of atomic weapons, harmful effluents, and oil drilling. So briefly we are going to study about these sources of marine pollution. So first is rivers. Rivers are the main source of marine pollution. They carry waste in their drainage and joins the sea or ocean. The drainage includes sewage sludge, industrial effluents, de- detergents, agrochemicals, plastics, metal scraps, etc. Next is catchment area. Like India and other countries too, many big cities and industries are situated along the coastline. Every large amount of waste from hotels, waste effluents mixed with detergents, sewage from corporations and industries, other waste from human activities are mixed in sea water. Next is ships. Ships which carry toxic substances, lubricating oil, paints, heavy oils, fuels, automotive materials, and other chemicals from one place to another. sometimes by accident or by leakage pollute the marine water. Okay, next is testing of atomic weapons, space aircrafts and missiles. And general developed country do this, and the other radioactive waste when dumped in seas causes heavy loss to aquatic biota. Next is harmful effluents from nuclear power station, chemical industries, um, pesticides and insecticides industries when mixed in marine water causes harmful effects to marine life. Marine pollution also caused by oil drilling in seas, tourism activities and heat released from industries, etc. So these are the various sources of marine pollution. Okay. So here we can see these images of oil leakage and or accidents of ships. Next is effects of marine pollution. So the major effects of marine pollution are as follows. First one is oil. Oil is most dangerous pollutant when afloat on sea or mixed with water. A great threat to marine life, especially fish, birds, and algae. Thousands of birds killed every year because once they oiled, seldom survive despite efforts to clean themselves. Oil of sea also affects sensitive flora and fauna, phytoplankton, zooplankton, and other animals. So thousands of birds died by oil spillage. Plastics or plastic materials when dumped into sea by commercial ships from drainage, animals take it through their food in stomach. It causes ulcer and reduces hunger. Marine pollution affects the food chain in seas. Serious diseases like cancer are the caused when affected animals are taken by men from ocean. Detergents either from cleaning up the spills or from drainage also responsible for high mortality of marine life. Heavy metals like lead and mercury, factory materials, mineral oils, acids and other biocides are also major threat to marine life when mixed with sea water. Okay, these are the various effects of marine pollution. Then it's the most important is how to control marine pollution. So the control of marine pollution can be studied in following two steps. First one is steps already in operation and second is suggested steps to control marine pollution. So what are the steps already in operation? Port authorities are alert and have introduced anti-pollutant measures by creating pollution cells. Various research organizations, institutions are working on this field to check the marine pollution. In many countries, monitoring and surveying are in operation to control marine pollution. Authorities have been taking proper care and effective measures to check the oil leakage from ships and tankers. Next is urban and coastline corporations are trying hard to check the dumping of waste from human activities and municipalities. So these are the steps which are already in operation to control marine pollution. Next is what are the suggested steps to control marine pollution? So what are they? First of all is dumping of oil, hazardous and toxic substances, gases from radioactive labs into sea should be banned or should be properly treated before dumping. Drainage, sewage and effluents from industries should not be discharged into rivers directly. Development activities on coastal areas should be minimized. Ships and ports should have been set and facilities for reducing pollution. Drilling should not be allowed in coastal areas. We should develop awareness in people to reduce the amount of waste in their daily life. So these are the various suggested steps to control marine pollution. Okay. Next we are going to study about the noise pollution. So the term noise may be defined as an unwanted sound at a wrong time in a wrong place. Although noise is undesirable, it could be meaningful or meaningless. A meaningful noise is generally meant for inviting attention or expecting a consequent response, such as the cry of a baby or a screaming of a person for help. Okay. So, on the other hand, the meaningless noise is disturbing and annoying. Whether a given whether a given sound is wanted or unwanted may depend upon the person involved, the loudness, the rhythm, and the length of time for which one is exposed to it. A sound may be music to one person but noise to another. Acceptable when soft, rhythmic or for short time, but unacceptable when loud, random or prolonged, reasonable when made by himself but unreasonable when it is made by other. However, prolonged and loud sound is generally considered as noise which is mostly caused because of industries, vehicles, aeroplanes, etc. So sound is a special kind of wave action which is usually transmitted through air in the form of presence waves. So these waves are received by hearing approaches of animals including men transformed into electrical impulses in the ear and carried to the brain which enables us to here. So the intensity of sound is measured in decibels. So in the next class, we'll again study about the noise pollution and etc. Okay, thank you.